What is going on, my YouTube familia? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back into another video. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing my experience with Montezuma's revenge, or in other words, traveler's diarrhea. And unfortunately, this has kept me out for about 2 to 3 weeks, and this is the reason why I haven't uploaded any video to my YouTube channel. I went to El Salvador about 3 weeks ago, and I spent 10 days over there, right? As most of you guys know, El Salvador is my homeland. So about a week into my vacation, I caught a bug or something. I originally thought it was a bug or something, but it turned out to be now what I know of Montezuma's revenge or traveler's diarrhea. That has never happened to me, especially me going back to my own country. Apparently, it's a strain of bacteria that's that's found in Latin America, typically Mexico, Central America, South America. But for some reason, I found that kind of weird, at least for me, because I'm Salvadorian. You know, I usually go back there every couple of years. But I guess my stomach got sensitive, being here in America, or after all the surgeries and gastro issues that I've suffered from, it's no surprise that any little thing kind of bothers me, or at least my stomach is just very sensitive to everything. So let me tell you all about my experience with it. So it was on a Wednesday. I woke up one morning and we decided to get some breakfast at a regular restaurant called Pollo Campero over there. So after eating the food, I started feeling this bloatiness feeling, right? And more like fullness. And I found that kind of normal. After my fundoplication, I get very bloated, very gassy pretty quickly after I eat. So it didn't come to my surprise. Although after an hour or so, I noticed that it didn't go away. So I was a little, confused by that. And throughout the day, I was really bloated and really full, which I didn't understand, at that moment as to why that was. And I thought that I was gonna be able to pass it through, through gas, or at least burp it. But none of that was helping. And to be honest, I wasn't even passing gas at all. So eventually throughout the day, around 3 p.m., I went to the restroom and I noticed that I had diarrhea. So as soon as I got done, I went to lay down in my bed and I started feeling this feeling of fatigueness, of weakness. And I was like, when I get like this, it's because I'm about to start having a fever. So my first thought in my mind was, oh my God, I think this might be an infection. So, this is why this could be being called. Obviously, I wasn't sure, but I thought, man, it sounds like that's something I could have. I reached out to my doctors here, or at least through a nurse, through Teledoc. It's an app that I'm able to use because of my insurance, which is Blue Cross Blue Shield. So I was able to call a nurse, and they told me to go to a local urgent care if I could. And that's what I did. And to be honest, as soon as she told me that, I started feeling the fever coming, and I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like this, let me tell you guys, as a sufferer from GERD, as a sufferer from, anxiety, this is one of the worst nightmares that I possibly could have had, because I do a lot to prevent getting sick, especially in third world countries, which unfortunately my country is, and the healthcare over there is not the best. So I do take that into consideration whenever I travel. And obviously my nightmare came true. I started feeling really sick, and whenever I start having fever, naturally your body, your heart starts reacting and starts beating faster, right, to fight off, because it's fighting off something. But for me, since my heart is very sensitive to a lot of gastro issues, and when I start feeling fever or anything like that, my heart typically raises more than I guess a normal person's heartbeat would, and that was really concerning, especially being in another country. So I ended up going to the ER. And to be honest, while I was there, I'm proud of myself, because I kept it as cool as I could. I told myself that I was gonna be okay. Even though, to be honest, I wasn't seeing the light at all. I was really, really frustrated just because, everything that was going on. But I'm proud of myself, and the reason I say that's because I felt like I kept my faith pretty locked in, throughout the whole time that I was driving to the ER. I can say that I kept God in my mind. I was speaking. I was just telling myself that I was gonna be okay, and I was asking the Lord for help, and the reason I point that out and I say that in this video is because a lot of the times that I've gone through a lot of these episodes or these moments where I feel like things are coming to an end and your mind is playing more games than it should, and the enemy attacks you a lot. You always think the negative, right? You always think the worst. And for a lot of the times I've done that in my past. So this time I felt like I was really able to, keep my faith and keep my hopes up and try the best that I could. And I knew that things were going to work out eventually and that the Lord was going to be there for me and I was going to be taken care of regardless. So I went to the ER. They gave me medications for it. I got medications for the vomiting, for the pain, and also for the fever. So the fever lasted for about a full day, and then the diarrhea lasted. Well, I got the medication for the diarrhea lasted for about, or at least you said the diarrhea lasted for about a day or two. But ever since then, let me tell you guys, I have not been 100% recovered. Let me tell you why. So I came back and the symptoms had gotten better. So the major symptoms have gone away, like the diarrhea and the fever, right? But the bloatiness and the gas, I was still feeling this bloatiness feeling, and especially when I ate, and a couple days going into it, and even a week afterwards. And not just that, but my swallowing it started being affected, and I didn't understand why. And it's very frustrating because it's like another new symptom added to my, I don't know how many symptoms. God, Ali, it's hot out here, man. I don't know if I should have made my video outside, but I'm sweating, homie. I'm really sweating. Excuse me, guys. But where was I at? Let me think about that one. Where was I at? Okay, so my swallowing started being affected by it, and every time I would eat, I would feel like food would get stuck in my esophagus just right here. And then I started feeling a little bit of, how do I say this? A little bit of right under my Adam's apple. I feel like it would get stuck here, and I would have to keep swallowing because it felt like things got stuck here. I don't know if it's because, it was sore or something like that, but that is what I'm getting checked on now. I'm going to get an MRI soon. I'm going to get CAT scans. I should say CAT scans, and I'm also going to have another barium swallow, and I'm going to make a video to bring that to you guys. But let's not get off topic. So I started having these swallowing issues, which I still have, and eventually, 2 weeks after I came back from El Salvador, which was about 2 or 3 days ago, I started having fevers again, and I started having diarrhea, and then a lot of bloatingness and pain in my stomach. I went up to the doctor about 2-3 days ago, and he told me that I had Montezuma's revenge, or what's called traveler's diarrhea. I told them about what happened with my mom, because my mom actually ended up going to the hospital and stayed there for about 2 to 3 weeks because she was having all these pains in her stomach, and what she's still recovering from. And they thought it was originally appendicitis, but it turned out that it was just her lower her small intestines were actually inflamed, which it was a little worrisome, I'm not gonna lie. But eventually she ended up getting better. She got antibiotics, which told me that I probably would antibiotics would probably end up helping me a little bit. So fast forward into 2 days to 3 days after seeing the doctor, I'm taking antibiotics, and I'm also taking I was taking another medication for the nausea because I started feeling like I wanted to vomit a lot, and that feeling just completely sucks. It's one of the worst feelings that I felt in my lifetime. Just that feeling of throwing up, and the links makes it so hard for me to even throw up because I dry heave a lot, and I haven't really been able to throw up in a long time because I usually take care of what I eat and stuff. So my issues, my gastro issues never get really upset, but this time and lately it has been a real struggle, and it makes me question a lot of things. But so I got on those medications, and as of now, the diarrhea went away again. I'm on medication, and I'm gonna take this antibiotics for about a week. But let me tell you, man, that the bloatiness and the discomfort are still there. So I don't know if this bacteria caused something else within my my GI tract that has messed me up even more. My swallowing is still not back to 100%. And to be honest, it feels like it's maybe halfway back. So I'm gonna get tested. You know, I might have a manometry study, to be honest, with all of this. I went to an ENT for the first time. I've never been to an ENT back in the day or throughout my leading up to surgeries or anything like that. So I went to an ENT, and he also said one of the also things. Listen, guys, I've been going through it lately. Let me tell you another reason why. The ENT went down into down my nose with the camera into my throat, and he noticed that I had a cyst right above, I guess, where the Adam's apple was at on my left side. I had a cyst, and I could clearly see it because he asked me if I wanted to see the camera and what was capturing. I was like, oh yeah, of course. And he said that my voice box was okay. It was clear. Obviously, there were signs of acid reflux, and I was like, well, that's not surprising, of course. But what was concerning was the cyst. So I'm supposed to get a CT scan with dye in it, so to make sure that everything's okay. From what he saw, it didn't look like it was something malignant. It didn't look like it was cancerous, which it's a blessing. But obviously, we have to get that checked. He said that there's a possibility that it could just pop or go away. So he looked like he seemed like everything was kind of normal, even including the cyst. He was like, just to make sure, let's do the CT scan. So I'm praying that it's nothing worse, and it's just a small cyst that can go away, or we can get it taken care of, to be honest, because that's really worrisome. Because a lot of us with gastro issues and GERD issues, one of our worries and fears is starting to build Barrett's or some sort of cancer in our esophagus. So it's a struggle. But now, as of now, again, I'm trying to take care of myself. I'm trying to figure out this gastro issues and see what I can do. If you guys have any recommendations or something that could help me, maybe some tips regarding the issues. Who knows if the SIBO in my stomach or my tract could have caused, or the bacteria could have caused the SIBO to become even worse, or I guess reignite it again and mess up my whole GI tract. As of now, I haven't felt the same for a minute, for a couple weeks. I haven't been able to eat some of the foods that I enjoyed. So I've been trying to take care of myself as much as possible. It's been a tough fight this past 3 weeks, because adding new symptoms to what I already I don't know how many symptoms I already have or go through and suffer every day. It's a real struggle, but keep your boy in your prayers, because I always keep you guys in my prayers. So this time, I'm gonna react to turn the favor a little bit in my YouTube familia. So, but that's one of the updates that I got for you now. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video and my experience, with all of this. If you have any questions, drop a comment on the YouTube section, and also don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video with everybody. Just trying to grow, trying to reach as many people as we can, and as many people as possible. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll keep you guys updated throughout the whole process of what's going on. I'm gonna keep bringing more videos as long as I'm not feeling like I did for these past 3 weeks. So thank you guys, and again, man, much love, familia. See you guys in the next one. Deuces.